Hi. Yeah. So, StreamYards is apparently having issues with playing videos and sounds and stuff. So, no intro for tonight. Oh well. I guess I gotta do this old school before I knew how to do anything. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talks a Lot Entertainment. Tonight, we're looking at welcome to Cory's Corner. Yeah, 50 most disappointing sequels of all time, according to the Rolling Stones. If you look at the, chat we have over to the side here. Hold on. Let me just say, big boy that. So, I put a poll up in the YouTube side of things. It says, in the Rolling Stones article, how many Disney movies do you think there will be? Your choices are 1, 0, 42, and 5. We will get back to that poll in a little while once we have some people watching. But if you like what you see here tonight, make sure you subscribe. My hair is pissing me the fuck off. Hold on. There it is. Yeah. Professionalism to the max. Anyway, I don't know why I'm wearing these right now. Anyway, yeah. So, but before we get into the Rolling Stones article, make sure you vote on the poll on how many they think the Disney sequels or anything like that are on there. Whatever. Read the poll. I don't know. But before we do that, I just wanted to talk about this real quick. So this is a list my son gave me, and it's titled "Anime That Dad Won't Like." And I won't read them because his handwriting's pretty bad. But I'm just gonna say this. I feel like this list is a challenge. That's how I feel about this. This list is a challenge for me to try some shit out. What is up? Hail to Court. It's Courtney's Odd Fellowship of Oddballs. Wow. She said, I voted wrong. I misread it. She said 42, apparently. Yeah. Oh, no. Of course. He voted 42. Hail to Awesome One. Hi there. Hi there. Yes. Hello, indeed. And roll, roll, roll your vote. Yep. I'm not going to try to parody that. My brain is already rolling on parodies, and we're not going to do that right now. Yeah. I don't need these if I'm that close to the screen. Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, make sure you're voting on that. Indeed. So before we get into it, I do want to just say I am back on the shitter out on X. You can search me out. I don't think I put it in the description on this one. My bad. Super sad. Oopsie doopsie. Anyway, yeah, I'm back there. It's Talks a Lot Entertainment there too. So if you want to find me, then go ahead and find me. So I would like to just start out by saying this title, 50 Most Disappointing Movie Sequels of All Time, by Andy Green, published July 2nd. So this is what we're going to be looking at. And if we're going to be totally honest, we're not going to read this entire shit show fucking article because we're just going to browse, we're going to skim over it, we're going to see what titles they have in there, and we're going to see whether or not we agree or disagree. Yeah. Because I feel like there might be some sequels on here that this person's full of shit on. Who knows? But this is, of course, the picture they went with. We've got Batman, whoever the fuck that is, Dumb and Dumberer, Zoolander, and one of the many, many terrible Terminator sequels. We'll see which one that is. Being regular is essential. Yes, yes it is. So you can poo again. Congrats. You're an odd duck. Awesome one. But that's honestly why I enjoy having you here. Yes, indeed. Being regular is essential. Thank you. Thank you. No, nobody talks shit like Awesome One, right? Courtney's Fellowship says, does Godfather 3 count? If you think it's one of the worst ones of all time, then yeah, because this is some motherfucker's opinion. I don't know. I mean, if it counts for you, then yes, but we will see. I can't remember enough of The Godfather 3 to say anything that, You said you're back on the crapper is all. What? If you say so. I have no idea what you're talking about. I plead the fifth. Okay? So, once again, if you're joining us, make sure you vote in the poll on how many Disney movies you think will be in this list. But without further ado, let's see what Rolling Stones says are the 50 worst movie sequels of all time. Terminator 3, Rise of the Machines. Now, I can't personally speak to this movie because I didn't give a fuck about watching this movie. We just have to be totally honest about that. I saw this movie and I was all like, damn, why is they still trying to keep this relevant? You know, like Terminator was great back in the day. They could have done original Terminator movies, but no, they dragged saggy-ass Arnold Schwarzenegger into it, and they were like, you're going to be a cyborg again, or a robot with an exoskeleton, the same one that, like, maybe the machines would be all like, we're not going to produce that model anymore. I don't know. Who knows? Anyway, Awesome One says he enjoyed 3. All right. Well, I liked Terminator 1 and 2. They could have done something different with Rise of the Machines. Just saying. And what is that? Goodness gracious. Staying Alive in 1983. It's a dance sequel to Saturday Night Fever. Yeah, I would say that I've never seen this one either. I didn't know Saturday Night Fever actually had a sequel of Staying Alive. Wow. It's Courtney says, I liked 3, but only because Claire Danes is in it. I went to summer camp with her as a kid. Nice. That's cool. Nice little sentimentality. Awesome One says, never seen it. Yeah, neither have I. Moving on. I wonder which movie this is. Jurassic Park, The Lost World. A lot of people say that this is the worst of the original Jurassic Park trilogy, and I honestly will agree to that. But I don't think this is one of the worst sequels that's ever come out. Let's be honest. But again, it's only at 48 on the list, so who knows? Did you guys like Jurassic Park The Lost World? Did you think it was a steaming pile of garbage? Let me know in the chat, whether you're here on YouTube or over on the Rumble side too. Absolutely. Let me know what you think of the Jurassic Park The Lost World. And even if you're watching this on replay, put it in the comments. I want to hear your thoughts. Gosh. There you go. Bad Santa 2 from 2016. I didn't really care when, after the first one. I didn't care that there was a sequel, so, they could be right on this one, Awesome One says, I stopped when Jurassic World came out. You're not, well, that was a lot of people. Yeah. Courtney says, only saw the first Jurassic. I'm not a huge fan. Anyway, okay. That's fair. Well, I should take a second real quick and explain why I'm doing an entertainment stream, now that we're already a few entries into this, we're on the third one already, Bad Santa 2 from 2016. Okay, here's why I'm doing an entertainment stream. So I nuked my Gilded on Saturday or whatever. Yesterday. Sorry, that was Sunday. That was last night that we did that. Yeah, it was a long night, so I got really tired. But anyway, so I nuked the Gilded, but I didn't think about pulling all of the news articles out that I had for the Dick's News, and I didn't feel like looking for them, so I always have an entertainment article on backup. So this is what it is. Yeah. There you go. Anyway, Bad Santa 2. Courtney says they made a Bad Santa 2? Apparently. She also says she liked the first one. That's nice. Bad Santa 2.5, LOL. Oh, better Santa. Yes, he's a bad mother. Shut your mouth. Just talking about Santa. Awesome one says, haven't been on Gilded in years. All right. Courtney says, I may have seen it and don't remember. Well, that tells you if you did see it and you don't remember, it's not that great of a sequel. So perhaps they're correct. Ooh, what do you think this one is? That's right, Teen Wolf 2 from 1987. I liked both of the Teen Wolf movies, honestly. It wasn't the worst, one of the worst sequels ever. I'm just like, it wasn't the greatest movie that ever came out, but I mean, it wasn't bad. Anyway, we can move on now. Teen Wolf 2. Did you guys like this one? Let me know. Teen Wolf. Yes. Did you see and or like the second movie? If you have, let me know. Ooh, here's one that I think we can actually agree on. Teen Wolf TV was forgettable. Teen Wold TV was forgettable. Nice. Good job. Courtney's Oddball says, I never saw 2, but I saw Teen Wolf movie in theaters. Nice. Awesome one says, don't remember that one either. All right. Well, I guess we'll move on to the next one, huh? Because I enjoyed the Teen Wolf movies. If you haven't watched them, they're worth a watch at least. Unlike this movie, Men in Black International from 2019, yeah, we're just going to move on because I don't really care what anybody says about that movie. It was garbage. Airplane 2, the sequel. That is a bold-faced motherfucking lie. You are liars. You're liars. You are tasteless. Andy Green, you got no taste, man. You just a scum-sucking dog. Like, fuck. It's because he doesn't speak jive, and then, like, he couldn't get into the second one because he didn't understand the first one. Whatever. Maybe the random boobs just threw him off. Who knows? Courtney says, OG Teen Wolf ruled. We can surf because of that movie. Okay. I refuse to watch Teen Wolf TV. Okay. Never saw any MIBs. The first 2 are definitely worth watching. Courtney says, both airplanes are great, and I agree. Didn't know there was an Airplane 2 from Awesome One. Wow. Jive grannies. Yeah, see? He just couldn't dig it. Couldn't dig it. From 1982. Then that was a good year for... Are you fucking serious? Lethal Weapon 4. Okay, no. All of the Lethal Weapon movies, in my personal opinion, are amazing. Fuck you. That's all I have to say there. I mean, come on. What is this douchebag's name? What is this douchebag's name? Andy Green. You are a lying sack of fucking garbage. Those movies were fantastic, and now you're on my naughty list, you dirty little bastard. Anyway, that's 2 movies that are good that he's all like, well, no. Oh, Van Surfed. Gotcha. Teen Wolf, yeah. Nice. Awesome one says, haha, my dad watched Lethal Weapon 4 last night. It's great. Whatever. These 2 were great back in the day. I'm getting too old for this shit, dude. Yeah. Like, that was a great movie. You're not giving me high hopes here. Iron Man 2, if you compare it to modern Marvel, this was a work of art. But it certainly wasn't one of the worst movie sequels of all time. It was kind of bland, in my opinion. Courtney says, or is that Die Hard? No, I'm getting too old for this shit is definitely Lethal Weapon. Geez, Iron Man 2 was not that bad of a movie to be called one of the worst sequels of all time. I still haven't seen a Disney movie at all. This is a Marvel movie, but it's not a Disney Marvel movie, so not going to tally that one up. Oh, what is this? There's a Disney movie. Oops. Sorry. D movies. One. All right. And it's any Disney movie, whether it's Marvel or that other one that they fucked up, Star Wars. I don't know. That one we talk about all the time. One Man Show says, greetings and salutations. Good evening, my friend. She said, Courtney says, never saw that Thor, but I have a cousin named Thor. That's cool. Awesome One says, true Love and Thunder, a kaboom of failure. Yes, that's just straight up the truth. Yes, indeed. So I think we're actually in agreement with Andy on that one. Which aliens is this? Resurrection. Okay, again, not the greatest movie that ever came out in the history of ever. However, not the worst sequel that's come out. I can think of like, let's see. What other sci-fi movie could take the place of 40 on the worst sequel? Let's see. Let's see. What is worse than Alien Resurrection, but better than... No. So, wait, now, they're saying Alien Resurrection is worse than Love and Thunder. Okay, Alien Resurrection was not my favorite Alien movie. I'll get that out there right now. My favorite was Aliens, the second one. It's a fantastic movie. However, I don't think it definitely doesn't belong to be, like, considered worse than Thor, Love and Thunder. I mean, come on. Was Andy drunk when he put this entry in there, or at least the order? Gosh. Someone says, haven't seen Aliens Romulus yet. Neither have I, and nor will I ever. Anyway, Courtney's Fellowship says, goodness, I have to go. You sucked me into this topic, and I lost track of time. Oh, I'm sorry. Have a good night. Thank you for joining us. If you guys liked Alien Resurrection, let me know. If you didn't, say so as well, I guess. She says, I'll listen and comment if I feel compelled. Okay. That's good. Good. Which one is this? The Amazing Spider-Man 2. This was, of course, was the Garfield Spider-Man, right? Emo Spider-Man. See, I honestly didn't think that, like, okay. The movies aren't great, but they had potential, and that's where it pisses me off a little bit. But if a sequel to a failed concept is also terrible, then is that really deserve a place here? That would just be a side note, maybe? Anyway. You have got to be fucking kidding me, right? U.S. Marshals? Are you fucking kidding me, Andy Green? You are a damn crackhead. You fucking psychopath. This was a great movie. The Fugitive deserved a sequel, and this is the sequel it deserved, and it was badass. You stinking psycho fuck. Going back to the aliens topic, One Man Show says, I watched the movie for Ripley, although Winona Ryder kept trying to drive me away. She's good at that. She's good at that. Yes. Awesome One says, I don't think I've seen Marshals. It's really good. You should check it out. Wow. It would have been preposterous, and Ford would never make such a thing happen. Yes, indeed. But U.S. Marshals was Wesley Snipes. Yep, that's right. I couldn't remember which famous black man was there. I couldn't, it's a great movie, but sometimes my brain gets confused. What can I say? This was a great movie. This man is a fucking stupid shit. What is this? Star Trek The Final Frontier. Is this the one that Toxic Man Flu said was garbage? I can't remember this movie for shit. It must mean it's not a very good sequel. But I have to rewatch those anyway. It's been years. So, we'll put a pin in that one. Final Frontier. Yeah? Okay. Caddyshack 2. Fuck you, buddy. National Lampoon was funny back then, and that was great. Halloween Kills 2021. That's something a lot of people will agree with. Honestly. A lot of people will. Um, Awesome One says Star Trek with the whales is his all-time favorite. I didn't care for that one very much, honestly. Halloween Kills, yeah. Uh, I've heard mixed reviews on this, but I haven't seen it. Let me know what you think. Is Andy right? Is he wrong? Who knows? Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Wow, this should be way lower on the list, or like way further on the list, because this is literally one of the worst things that's ever come out. And then The Hunger Games: Mockingjay Part 1 is number 33. He could have bunched Part 1 and 2 together into this spot, honestly. One Man Show says Star Trek 5, Spock's Secret Half-Brother. A sad film. Okay. Awesome One says, we are going to the zoo and aquarium a lot as kids. We were. I had a good time. But I can't disagree with the placement on this one. 33. That sounds accurate. The Godfather Part 3. There it is. Courtney spoke on that earlier. Godfather Part 3. This is actually one of the most shit-on sequels in history. And I can't say it's not deserved. They definitely dropped the ball. Okay? Seriously. Seriously. This was bad. It wasn't a good movie. That's how it is. Jaws 2. One Man Show says, don't care at all for Hunger Games. Don't blame me there. I know a lot of reasons not to like those movies. Awesome One says, I dislike all Godfather films. I liked the first two like most mindless shills. Or whatever you want to call us. Rubes? Yeah, mindless rubes. Jaws 2, not as bad as the other Jaws movie. Son of Jaws? No. Was that it? It was a really bad one. They attacked the... Or is this the one that they attacked the... Is this the theme park? Nope, Jaws 3D and Jaws the Revenge were the worst. Yeah. In my opinion, of those. Blair Witch 2, I didn't even realize they had done a Blair Witch 2. Wow. Awesome One says, haha, was watching Jaws 2 today with Dad. Nice. It's very 80s hippies. Alright. If we're going to be honest, I don't know anything about the Blair Witch 2, and we're going to move on. And I don't really care. Here we go. Here's one that a lot of people will agree with. Live Free or Die Hard. Well, Courtney weighed in. She says, Godfather 1 and 2 are amazing, and 3 sucked. Yes. And Awesome One is just laughing about the fact that there's a Blair Witch 2. As he should. Live Free or Die Hard from 2007. Awesome One says, how'd that car get up there? Well, if you saw the movie, John McClane launched the police car out of a traffic tunnel, and it, hit, the toll booth or whatever, and it flew up and hit the helicopter, and, wasn't terrible, wasn't great, not my favorite, Die Hard movie. One Man Show says, Die Hard could have stopped after the first one. Could have, but I'm glad they did the 3, because 3 is actually my second favorite. First is my favorite. Second so my first favorite is the first Die Hard. My second favorite is the third Die Hard. My third favorite is the second Die Hard. And then I don't really rank them after that. All right. He says, very GTA. Should have gotten an Oscar. No, trust me, it shouldn't have. And it didn't. Courtney says, I was friends in college with Josh Leonard's brother. He did Blair Witch. All right, that's cool. And those two look familiar. Hey, Major League 2. I never saw it. I don't even think I saw the first Major League movie. Honestly. Courtney says she's behind, and no, you're really not. We're only into 28, and we're already almost halfway through the stream, so we've just got to keep moving. This is a lie, okay? I liked this movie. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. Ranked at 27 on Green's crack list. Courtney also says, I didn't see either Major Leagues. Baseball movies, pass. Yeah, I don't do sports ball very much unless it's like basketball. Yeah, Basketball was a great movie. Anyway, I loathe all Pirate of the Caribbean. Well, there you go. I enjoyed all the ones that I watched. So that's all I have to say. I don't think it's terrible. One Man Show says Jack Sparrow. Pass. Courtney says they changed Depp into a pirate forever. Kind of. Better he liked it and just went with it. What is that? More American Graffiti. So this is a sequel to American Graffiti. Massgrave says first two weren't bad. That's what most people say. Honestly, hail to Massgrave. Hope you're doing well. Awesome One says all pirates were fun, but Bruce Campbell's Dragoon TV show was better. All right. I never watched. I didn't know there was a sequel to American Graffiti. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it, and I don't think this is true. American Graffiti in 1973 gave the world Happy Days and Star Wars. Masquerade says there was a sequel, right? Anyway, Coming to America 2, the second movie, Coming to America. Coming America 2. No, wait. Coming on America. No, wait. That's not right. Awesome One says, what a sequel name. Coming to America is a great movie. The second one was a huge flop. It wasn't very good. 1984, I'll agree with this. This was not a very good movie. So far, I can't disagree with its placement either. Courtney says, first CTA, Coming to America, was great. I agree. Pluto Nash, Eddie Murphy, pass. Thank you, One Man Show. Awesome One says, was that the Netflix virtue signal coming to... I have no idea. Could have been. Interesting how many current day movies are on this list. I'm actually shocked myself. But there's only been one Disney movie so far. So if you haven't voted in the poll, vote in the poll. Zoolander 2 from 2016. I won't disagree with that, honestly. It was a terrible sequel, but at the same time, I don't know. I would put it more up in the 40s. Well, I'd put it way back in the 40s, honestly. Massgrave says 5 Disney movies. We'll find out. Star Trek Insurrection, 1998. Which one was this? Which movie was this? Oh, that one. Right. Nah. I can go either way on that one being enjoyable. Depends on my mood. And I believe this is 1984. Awesome One says 1984 was lame. Zoolander 2 was bad. It was okay, not that great of a Star Trek. I agree. I'm pretty sure this is City Slickers 2. Yep, Legend of Curly's Gold. I enjoyed the shit out of both of both of the City Slickers movies. Honestly, I don't know if there was a third one or not. I didn't ever really watch. One Man Show says Insurrection. Meh. That's fair. That is fair, ladies and gentlemen. City Slickers 2, The Legend of Curly's Gold. I enjoyed this one. All right? I really did. City Slickers was great. No, I'm in. Hello? Massgrave says, what the fuck? Put some respect on John Hurt's name. Like, these guys are... This was a great movie. I loved both of these movies. A lot. And then, of course, there's Blues Brothers 2000. Also one says, Fun Slickers. Yes, Fun Slickers. City Slickers. Fun. All right. Yeah. Blues Brothers 2000. I didn't think this was one of the most terrible, certainly not top 20 terrible sequels. I mean, honestly, we're into number 20 and we've only seen one modern Disney movie and that was Thor Love and Thunder, because they probably couldn't have ignored it. One Man Show says Blues Brothers 2000. Criminal. Is it criminal that it's on the list, or did you think it was a shitty movie? I need specification, sir. Please clarify the statement you have just made. Anyway, I didn't think this was too bad. I enjoyed the Blues Brothers movies, the original ones a lot, and 2000 wasn't bad in my opinion, but I was a kid, so you can't judge me. Resurgence, yeah. Yep. Massgrave says, replacing Belushi with Goodman was kind of weird. It's definitely a weird swap. But I don't know if they could have found anyone else. I think 2000 was just propaganda for Detroit, says Awesome One. Well, it could have been. Could have been. And now at number 19, we have Independence Day Resurgence. All right. I don't see any flaw with this other than the fact that maybe this should be top 15. It was bad. It was bad, man. Cars 2. Okay, I enjoyed these movies. Both of the Cars movies, all of the Cars movies, I think. You know, all the little shorts and stuff like the Ghost Light. I'm the best backwards driver in the world. Like all that shit. And like these movies were good. I don't care. I had kids when these were coming out, so I got to experience these in the theater and to see the joy on my kids' face, so I'm biased towards these movies, though. I have to be honest about that. But I did enjoy Cars 2. I'm not gonna lie about that. That Planes movie, however, I did not watch. Just saying. Massgrave says, Cars 2, this should not be on this list. I agree. One Man Show says Belushi was dead. 2000 was a cash grab and disrespectful. Okay. That's fair. That is a fair statement to make. Especially knowing what Hollywood is. Bunch of assholes. Maybe I should do it like this. Nope. Doesn't work very well like that. Oh, man. Keep pushing the wrong buttons. That's not the button I want either. There we go. He says, One Man Show says, never watched Cars, not my genre. Awesome One says, I saw ID4 and was like, what the heck am I watching? Independence Day was great. It was a fantastic movie. Now, I wonder if this is another Terminator movie. Salvation from 2009. Didn't see it. Let me know what you guys think. We're moving on. That's number 17 on the list. Number 16, okay, Superman 4. Okay, shouldn't be on this list. It's not one of the worst sequels that's ever come out. It's one of the worst Superman movies that's ever come out, but it's not one of the worst sequels that's ever come out in general. Certainly not number fucking 16 on the list. Homeboy. Seriously. One Man Show says both Independence Day movies were absurd. Well, yeah, that's what made them fun. Gosh. Well, the first one was definitely good. Liked it a lot. Yeah, I'll get you yet, Hackman. Like, look at his face. Oh my gosh. I liked all of Christopher Reeve's movies. They weren't the best paced movies in the world. They were a little long. But honestly, this doesn't deserve to be on the list. And it has nothing to do with the fact that, like, Christopher Reeves is dead or blah, 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 blah. It doesn't deserve to be on this list. Let's be honest. Gosh. Awesome One says, I've liked every Terminator movie that didn't kill the lead and made Whammon the bestest. All right. Cool, cool. Um, One Man Show says, I felt sorry for Reed. Yes, indeed. Also, Mass Graves says, I just love the South Park parody of Christopher. I personally liked the Drawn Together one where that was the only way a superhero could lose his powers is to get kicked off of a horse and land in a wheelchair. And Captain Hero being in that wheelchair while trying to get upstairs was hilarious. Anyway, moving on, I don't know what the hell this is. Sex in the City 2. I never watched either of these movies, but if it's at number 15 on this guy's list, that's saying something, I guess. Because, he's all over the fucking place on whether he's accurate or not. I feel like this guy should have just stuck with like a top 25. Maybe not a 50. Because honestly, bro, like, no shit. Sex in the City 2 is terrible. Shocker. Anyway, moving on. Awesome One says, there's a Sex in the City movie? Why? There's multiple of them. Because they needed money. Because all that plastic surgery is not cheap. Massgrave says, all of it is bad, so, yep. That's fair. That's a fair point. Space Jam: A New Legacy was garbage. Moving on. Rocky 5. How do you guys feel about this one being number 13? Rocky 5 at number 13 from 1990. That starred Sylvester Stallone. In case you didn't know who Rocky was. Massgrave says, Sex in the City ruined a generation of women. That's fair. One Man Show, Awesome One says, Member Berries the movie. Alrighty. One Man Show says, I've seen all Terminator movies. Most of them I've regretted. Most of the time he's regretted it. Yeah, totally get it. Awesome One says, forgettable. I'm assuming he's talking about Rocky 5, because you know what? I don't remember it either. What is this? Revenge of the Nerds 2? I don't remember enough about this movie to know if it's a shitty sequel or not. The first one was good, but yeah. Like, I don't know about the second one. I can't remember enough about it. How about you guys tell me whether it was a good movie or not? In your personal opinion, hit it down in the comments, in the live chat, wherever the hell you want to drop it. Just do it. Drop it on Twitter. Tag me at TAL_ENT_YT, because that's fucking stupid shit, honestly. Talent, YouTube. Yeah. Awesome One says, wow, there's a 2? Yeah. Yep, I knew there were 2 movies, but I no idea. If I don't remember a damn thing about this movie, if I've ever seen it, I have no idea. Massgrave says, never seen it. And Awesome One says, is that Trailer Parks Boy guy? Might be who they ripped him off from. Who knows? Not the same actor, though. Ooh, here you go, guys. Here's one for ya. Batman and Robin in 1997. Who wouldn't love this outfit? Look at him before he got all old. Look at him before he got all old. Haven't seen her in a while, but I'm assuming she's old. One Man Show says, if I watched Nerds 2, it was only once. That's fair, too. Batman and Robin 97, wasn't the greatest movie ever, but I don't know if it was one of the worst sequels of all time. I think you're blowing smoke. Andy Green! Batman and Robin. Awesome One says, I enjoyed Batman and Robin. Well, a lot of people did. A lot of people did. Massgrave says, Silverstone was so damn hot in this, though. Well, if you say so. Not really a fan of blondes. Anyway, he also says, I was a kid when this came out, so I loved it. I was a kid when this came out as well, and I enjoyed it when I first saw it, but now that I'm older, some of the nostalgia has worn off. What can I say? Awesome One, Mr. Freeze was spot on. Arnold Schwarzenegger did a good job on that. More Arnold Schwarzenegger movies that this guy didn't like. I'm starting to think he didn't like Arnold Schwarzenegger, or doesn't like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Anyway, One Man Show says Batman and Robin, never again. Thank you. Concise and to the point, as always. Thank you, sir. Now we're moving into the top 10, starting with The Exorcist II, The Heretic. I would argue that many of the modern Exorcist movies could be swapped in for this one. Just saying. Just saying. This movie was not as terrible as some of the modern ones that have come out. This man, once again, crackhead. Massgrave says, I had a badass Batwing toy. I think I did too, actually. Might have been the same toy, who knows? And then, of course, another Terminator movie, Dark Fate. A lot of people agree on that one too, but I'm just going to say this guy doesn't seem to be a fan of any Terminators past the first one, apparently. Who knows? But, again, I didn't watch this one. 2019. I had given up on this franchise a long time before then. Mass Grave says, agreed, most modern horror isn't great. It's really not. Awesome One says, didn't enjoy any Exorcist. They're not for everybody, that's for sure. All right. Yes, I will agree with this 100%. Maybe not its placement. If it was in a top 10, maybe 8 would be a good spot for it. But if it was the top 50, I feel like some of the other movies on this list could have beaten it out. Or some of the movies that aren't on this list. Honestly. One Man Show says, I didn't find any of the Exorcist films scary. They gave me older sister nightmares. I don't know what that means, but okay. Older sister nightmares. I didn't care for any of the Hangover movies past, like, in general, personally. Really didn't care for these movies. Yeah. One Man Show says, never saw these ones. Yep. Hangover movies, nope. A lot of people have seen them, but I had no interest in them, and when I went to see them, I did not enjoy them, and it really was, and I went to see them because my friend liked it. Massgrave says, there was one line in this movie that horrified me. Okay. We're waiting in suspense. In the meantime, another Die Hard movie, A Good Day to Die Hard. I'm sensing a theme here that he does not like. Sequels to his favorite action movies. Unless Die Hard 2 is number 5, because this is at number 7. Good Day to Die Hard at number 7. Once again, I'd like to point out there were no Disney sequels. Even if you went off of numbers, the Disney Marvel movies and the sequels that they did for all of like the Phase 4 and whatnot, those are way worse than this movie. Okay? I'm just saying, if you're looking at it objectively, this movie is more tolerable than anything we're getting out of modern Disney shit. But he's only had one modern Disney movie, and that's because it flopped. But it wasn't the biggest flop. Just saying, because all of the Disney Marvel movies are sequels and should be on this list, but they're not. In number 6, Speed 2, Cruise Control. This was a pretty bad sequel. But once again, probably not the 6th worst sequel that's ever come out in history. Awesome One says, I think that his son and he is a terrible agent. Yes. He says, it's okay. Dumb. Yep. Yeah, there's just, Speed 2 Cruise Control. I don't know. That's such a mid-grade movie that I don't think you could call it the one of the worst, let alone one of the 6 worst sequels that's ever come out in history. Massgrave says, yeah, this shouldn't be this high. Like, it should be maybe, like, I'll say 22. Oh, wow. I was actually expecting this one to show up sooner, but apparently they think Nemesis is the number 5 worst sequel of all time, according to Andy Green and Rolling Stone. Massgrave says, might be out of the list, to be honest. Speaking of Cruise Control, I agree with that. It's mid-grade. Nemesis. One Man Show says, didn't like Speed all that much, so I passed on the sequel. That's fair. That is fair. Nemesis was, once again, just some mid-grade cash grab, gotta keep the franchise going stuff. So I don't think it was one of the worst sequels that's ever come out, but it's definitely not. I mean, this is some mid-level shit he's saying is the worst sequels that's ever come out. This man needs to have a psychiatrist, probably, because some drugs are probably going to need to be involved. Or a lack thereof. Who knows? Awesome One says, I think this guy only thinks Discovery is the bestest. You might be right. One Man Show says, Nemesis was a mixed bag for me. Wow, that was almost something positive. Heyo, that was a joke. Thank you very much. Dumb and Dumber 2, 2014. I did not, in any way, waste my time on this movie. Okay? Just saying. I liked the first movie, but the idea of this having a sequel was just so stupid, utterly, moronically retarded, that I was like, you know, I don't think so. And I didn't. Because just the idea of this one is pretty stupid. But my question is it the fourth worst sequel to come out ever? Why don't you guys let me know? Man. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Indiana Jones and Kingdom of the Crystal Skull is the third worst movie sequel in history of all time. Damn. Going back to Dumb and Dumber, he said, the Awesome One says, the actors looked so old and didn't make sense. There you go. Massgrave says, yep, I knew it was going to be bad. I skipped it. They made a prequel that I'm sure is just as bad. Yes, Dumb and Dumber. Yes. One Man Show says, Dumb and Dumber, not my genre. That's fair. All right. Not for everyone. But this movie was really not that great. I don't know. What do you guys think that this one should be higher or lower on the list? Because this is one of the worst sequels that came out. Because it broke the continuity of Jones's character quite a bit, in my personal opinion. But that's a discussion for another time. Awesome One says, wait a minute, this should be the Disney Indiana Jones in that spot. How about that? Maybe it's number 2. Maybe it's number 1. We'll find out. One Man Show says, Indy and the Anti-Nuke Fridge. Well placed. Yes, indeed. It's not a bad placement. I think it should be more towards like maybe 7. Between 7 and 9 on this list, personally. Massgrave says, it's bad, but Dial of Destiny, it was incredibly bad as well. Awesome One says, if there are no skulls in the movie, is fun. There are no skulls, the movie is fun. Okay. Maybe. Whoa. Yeah, I can't argue with that. All right, we're moving on. Oh my gosh, the Highlander movies? Screw you. Screw you. Everybody shits on this movie, but I loved all of the Highlander movies and all of the TV show. It was fantastic. All right? I loved these movies so fucking much. Fuck you, Andy Green. Once more, fuck you, sir. You're an idiot. But he says this is the second worst sequel that has ever come out. Okay, Highlander 2, The Quickening, is the second worst sequel that's ever come out. Awesome One says, what? Indeed. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, dude, these were great movies. Okay? Fucking way better than the bullshit that Disney put out with their sequels. Rolling Stone, what's the worst one that ever came out? Oh, okay, The Rise of Skywalker is the worst movie sequel that ever came out. I will not argue with the placement or the statement. But, ladies and gentlemen, that brings us up to a whopping whopping 2 Disney movies that showed up in this list of 50. Yeah. 2 Disney movies on the 50 most disappointing movie sequels of all time. There were a lot more disappointing movie sequels than these, you stinking fuckstick. All right? I'm just going to name a couple, okay? The Last Jedi, Force Awakens. I'm going to go with, even start with Ant-Man and the Wasp should have been way further down. So that was actually 3 Disney movies. My bad. There were 3 Disney movies because I forgot to write down Quantumania. But Ant-Man and the Wasp should have been on there. That was a garbage-ass fucking movie. And then have you guys ever seen the sequels or the prequels, whatever, to Death Race? All right? Death Race 3 was one of the most monstrositous movies I've ever seen in my entire fucking life. And that didn't even make it to this guy's radar. Apparently, he's too high class for that. You know. But, you know, whatever. Whatever. Massgrave says, I love Star Wars so much. They killed my childhood. They really did. They really did. And he says it's okay. He's okay with that being the worst on their list. Awesome One says, my brother watched the Star Wars and I saw a bit. It's very meh indeed. I agree. It's just stupid as fuck. Every Disney production that made Whammon a lead movie should probably be in this. I won't disagree with that probably. Maybe. Didn't watch Rise of Skywalker. I was warned to stay away too many times. I was too, and I didn't see it either. That's why I stayed the fuck away. Because I saw how bad the one before it was, and it was terrible. Oh, Mass Grave says, agreed, Death Race sequels are impressively bad. Okay, and then let's talk about The Escape Plan. Okay, the Escape Plan movie was pretty good. And if you want to talk about some of the shittiest sequels that have ever been made in the history of ever, and the most disappointing bullshit that you could see out of major stars, we could go with The Escape Plan. We could go with some of the Expendables movies. We could go with... Fuck. My brain is breaking. I need a drink. Ha! Awesome one. Taking a shot at Mad Mardigan, who's not here, but ha! It's funny that he's not. Makes it funnier to me. He says, any Neil Breen movie. Well said, sir. Anyway. Yeah. This list was almost as disappointing as most of the movies on it, and way more disappointing than some of them, because like some of these movies were awesome, and this guy's just a crackhead. Massgrave says, Rob Zombie Halloween 2. There you go. I say, maybe Devil's Rejects 2. Wasn't there a second one, or was that The Hills Have Eyes? Yeah, The Hills Have Eyes 2. Wrong turn. Pick a horror movie, modern horror movie sequel, and it will be worse than anything else he listed in his top 5. You can pull, wait. How about we just step it back and let's look at comedy movies that had sequels, right? Axel F. You know, I know it's technically not a comedy movie, but, you know, it is a comedy movie in my opinion. Most of them was. Yeah. Oh, yeah. And One Man Show makes a fantastic point here. They could have put a few, if not many, in my personal opinion, One Man Show Fast and Furious films on this list. And then some. And then some. You know? Massgrave says Super Troopers 2. I never even bothered watching that movie. Awesome One says, every Amy Schumer movie. Okay, well, we're talking sequels, and I don't think she gets a lot of sequels. Just saying. How about Ghostbusters 2016? How about... See, my brain's breaking again. This is dangerous. I am forgetting. Starship Troopers 2. That's another good one to put on that list. For sure. Hail to Unacceptable Views. He says the Ghostbuster movies with chicks? Yes. Unacceptable Views, the Ghostbuster movie with the chicks. Should have been on this list, but it wasn't. It fucking wasn't. This guy is a crackhead. Andy Green, you should not be writing for Rolling Stone. I didn't read what you wrote here. I'm sure it's well put together and give superficial reasons on why these movies are trash, but you missed a lot, buddy. You missed a lot of shit. And again, there were only 3 total Disney movies. So if we pop over to the chat poll here and we just take a look at the results right now, and One Man Show, once again, Furiosa. There you go. But maybe he hasn't had time to watch these movies yet. I mean, he is very busy writing for Rolling Stone, after all. But anyway, here's the poll. I said, in Rolling Stone article, how many Disney movies do you think there will be? 12%, there were 8 votes, so 12% said 0. Awesome One very hopefully said 42. And other people, the majority, 50%, 4 people, said 5. And they were the closest, but you were still high because there was only 3. Unacceptable Views says, yes, Furiosa, the Mad Max sequel we didn't want or need. Indeed. Massgrave says, the sequel to Desperado, Once Upon a Time in Mexico was a fantastic movie. Wasn't that the sequel to Desperado? Wait, what are we talking about? Gosh. So yeah, the answer to this question is 3. So we're ending the poll with the answer revealed as 3. Yeah. 3 Disney movies. And I will give them the fact that they put Rise of Skywalker in a good place. The first worst sequel to ever come out. No qualms with that. Hail to John Edgar. He says, hail Cory, sorry I missed the show. Ran late today. No problems, bro. No problems. You can catch the replay if you want to see what this Andy Green psycho fuck thinks are the worst comparatively with what's actually out there right now. Because we live in a land swimming in sequels. And this guy seems to be out of touch with everything that's happened within the last few years. With exception to a couple things that he had to give people so he could virtue signal that he's not a complete sellout hack of an opinion writer. Just saying. Yep. But anyway, Unacceptable Views says, Rocky in a wheelchair, LOL. Yes, Rocky 57, says Awesome One. Yeah. He says, I think that's a joke from Futurama. Probably. Awesome One said, Redbox shut down because of bad sequels. Yes, they did. You are not wrong, sir. They filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy, meaning they're going away. They're liquidating all their assets and they're just done. Massgrave seems like a guy that doesn't actually watch a lot of movies. Go figure. You're telling me that mainstream entertainment hacks don't actually watch movies? They just write what they feel people should hear about the movie or what they're being paid to say, right? Because, I mean, there is Rotten Tomatoes and stuff. But Rolling Stone, no way they could be a corrupt institution. Anyway. John Edgar says, Highlander 2 has to be my least favorite sequel ever. Wow. Well, that's on the list. There you go. One Man Show says, Rambo Last Blood. That's a fair assessment. It should be on this list, but wasn't. Instead, they put Speed 2, Cruise Control, which was nowhere near as bad as... My alarm is going off to feed the cats. I apologize. Oh, dear. Anyway. Unacceptable Views says, I'm going off memory since I walked when Han got stabbed by his emo son and haven't been back to the theater since. They literally killed the cinema with these movies. Just saying. Massgrave says, bye everyone, Pathfinder awaits. Bye, Massgrave. Enjoy. I hope you enjoy watching the movie Pathfinder. Gosh. Awesome One says, last movie I saw was Shift. Nice. Last movie I saw in the theater was... I can't even fucking remember. How about that? Ah, Pathfinder the game. That makes more sense. That makes way more sense on Acceptable Views. Yeah. So it's been a half a year or more. Been way longer for me, bro. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to bounce. And since we can't play videos right now on StreamYard, I'll just say stay sexy, don't get murdered, and as always, have a wonderful time. Peace.